Hello, welcome to the new episode of P4Edge Tutorial Series. In this video, I will show you how to deploy your own program on a P4Edge device. For this, you have two options. If your P4 program can be implemented in a single file and it consists of a single file, a single P4 file, then you can directly upload it via the web interface. To this end, we first have to log in. And go to the P4 switch section under packet processing part. We select the given compiler. So for example, I will use Tapas as a compiler backend. And here in the P4 program part, instead of an existing P4 example or P4 program, we choose the upload option. And then you can select the file from your local system. So I have a self-containing P4 program, which is my simple P4. I just open it and click on upload. And it is uploaded and we can execute it. Okay, here it takes some time, and in meantime we can also check via SSH if it is running or not. So, for example, getting the server states. And we can see that the Tapas backend, the P4 packet processor is running, and it's executing the uploaded switch program, which is the name of all the uploaded self-contained P4 programs. Currently, it's a single layer 2 forwarding program, so we can test it with pinging the test namespace inside the P4Edge device. So, and you can see that all the packets went through. So, if our P4 program consists of multiple P4 files, so for example, we modularize our project and create additional files for separate files for example, header definitions or table definitions and so on. Then we can also do that. However, it's not possible to upload all these files via the web interface. We have to follow a manual way to deploy our P4 program in this case. So first, we have to open an SSH terminal to the device and an SCP connection as well, because we have to upload the files to the P4Edge device. So I switch to root context first and go to the root folder. And here you can find two folders, so the BMv2 and the Tapas folder, and depending on which backend we would like to use. So in this example, I will use BMv2. However, the similar approach can be used for deploying programs to be executed with Tapas. So first, I switch to BMv2 service, so I would like to use this backend. To this end, I use the system ctl command. I stop Tapas and disable it and enable BMv2 service. And I go to BMv2 folder, and here we found the examples folder that contains the P4 programs to be executed. Each P4 project has its own folder. The folder name reflects the project name, so it should be, and it must be, the name of the project. We will use this name to refer to our P4 application, let's say. And so I will create a folder for my project, which is an IPv6 forwarder. So my IPv6 will be the project name. And I have to upload all the files into this directory. So first, in the PI folder, I create a subfolder for the source. And I will copy my programs there from my local machine. So I move it there. Okay, it has already uploaded, and I will copy these files into the appropriate folder. So home PI P4 source, and all the files will be moved to my IPv6 folder. And if we check the folder, then we can see that we have a main file. In every P4 program, we have a file that can be considered as the main file of the P4 project. And the name of this file should be the project name .p4. So again, it's a must. The compiler can find your main program in this way. So you have to follow this convention that the folder name is the project name, and the main file inside the project folder should be project name.p4. And there are no other restrictions. So if you have multiple P4 files that are included by the main file, for example, then the other files could be in the same directory. You can create other directories or directory structure. It depends on you and the developer how it is organized and how you manage modules in V4. So we have uploaded, so to created the project folder, uploaded the files, and the naming convention is done. Then we can, let's say, modify the tapas switch. We know the configuration file actually, so we have to put the project name into the configuration file. So I will do that in this way, and we said that we would like to execute this my IPv6 project. And then the only thing we had to do is to restart BMv2 service, because it will be our packet processor and it will execute the appropriate P4 program. So start BMv2. And after that, we can check the status of BMv2 service. And we can see that it has already been launched, and it's running my IPv6 program, and it's currently up and running on the two interfaces. So it works. We can check it and play with it. Deploying a larger project for tapas is quite similar to how we did it with BMv2. However, there are slight changes between the two approaches. So in this video, I will show you how to deploy your own project manually using SSH and SCP on a P4Edge device with the tapas backend. So first of all, we have to switch back to the tapas backend. So currently, I'm running a BMv2 based packet processor in the background. So I just stop it in root context, and disable it and enable tapas. And the tapas files are also in the root folder. So in root, under tapas, under examples, and P4Edge folder. So we have to go into this folder and we can see all the different projects here. We have to follow the same convention that the folder should be the project name and the main file should also be the project name, project name.p4. So I will create a simple project and its name will be my simple. I will go into that folder and I will upload a file which will implement it. Now it consists of a single file, but it could work with multiple files. I have uploaded the file to my folder, and from the home folder I will just copy it here. And you can see that the main program's name should be the same as the project name. So the folder is mysimple and the main file is mysimple.p4. It's very important. And in BMv2, basically, it was how we managed to, or how we could deploy a P4 program. In Tapas, we also have to do something else. So in this P4Edge folder, we can find the PI examples config file, and we have to check it and modify it a bit. So actually, it describes the different parameters of the deployed P4 programs, how we can execute it, which architecture model is used, and so on. For example, Tapas supports V1 model and there's partial support for PSA, so we can also describe it here. And other parameters can also be used for customizing the execution of our P4 program. For more details, you have to check the Tapas repository on GitHub. So I copy one of the lines and it's not that one. And I add the line for our new program, and the program name was mysimple. And the parameters are the same as the other example, so we will use the same settings actually. So we save the settings and I go to the root folder and add the project name to the Tapas configuration file, Tapas switch configuration file, and then the only thing we have to do is to execute the service. So Tapas has been executed and we can check the status. Okay, and we can see that it's currently running here. And there are lots of other outputs, but it's running and it's the main point actually. And we can check if it works. It was a simple layout to switching applications, so we can easily check if it works or not. and yeah, the packets managed to reach the testing network namespace. So thanks for watching and happy hacking.